Hello. Welcome to another session or discussion. If you have been joining us all week, if you have been engaged in a lot of the stuff going on, you will be learning a lot about Chocolate Milk Cafe National Inc. and all of the things that we are here to provide for you. Today, we are chatting with another attendee of our meetings. This is Elina. Elina has been present at our Newark and East Orange meetings in New Jersey. Yes, we are a little New Jersey focused because that's the people that I know that I can book to be on a recording with me. But if anybody else wants to share their experience, we are open to it. It's just easier to coordinate with people that I know. But this may be a different experience because Alina has a longer history with Chocolate Milk Cafe in New Jersey than Ruth, our previous attendee. So, so Alina, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome, Takesha. Anytime.
Oh yeah, you're gonna also hear my kids in the background.
Oh,
They don't know how to
yeah, I love the
not
kids.
yell,
Right.
and they're watching something, so it is what it is. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Helena, and we'll start from there.
Hold on. I'm Elina. I am a mama two. I am 35. I am a Cancer, like long, but 35, married, two kids. My oldest, my first pregnancy was not um was not a good experience with lactation and everything else. But with lactation, the doctors at the NICU told me, the doctors and nurses at the hospital told me, can I name the hospital?
You don't have to, but you can if you have
Okay.
to.
Yeah, the hospital that I went to was St. Barnabas, and I didn't have a good experience there. So they told me, well, the nurses at the NICU were great, but when I told the lactation consultant that I wanted to nurse my NICU baby, she basically helped me a little bit. But then when my daughter became sleepy, she didn't really go further. She said, "Oh, she's too sleepy to latch." I'm like, being then, since I didn't know like anything about breastfeeding, I just knew I wanted to do it because I never seen this done before. And I just thought, oh, okay, that's another thing that I couldn't do. And then I tried, when I got home, I called the lactation service that they gave that's at the hospital. Still no support, no further support outside the hospital because I didn't know where to go. So then I tried to breastfeed and formula feed because they said, "Oh, formula is good for the babies." I'm like, "Oh, okay, let me do what you guys tell me to do. Let me just be that." All right, and so up to 7 months, we were able to. Me and her nursed combined with formula. I hated just the smell of it. Oh God! And so once she turned a age that I could stop it, I was just like, all right, that's it with that. So, so, and then just continue on, and then I educated myself afterwards with it and became a CLC and was supported with my job and
Wait, CLC is a
oh.
just in case.
A CLC is a certified lactation, not consultant, counselor, because lactation consultant and lactation counselor is different.
And
So
what's the education for the CLC?
the CLC, I received 40 hours of education. So it's kind of like it's a breastfeed 101
Little
for
certification.
yeah, no, it's a certification, but it's like a pre-stage.
The
But I
basic.
wanted that to be like a precursor before I became IBCLC because I didn't want to. I knew like, yeah, I
And
want that's
IBCLC, hopefully you learned this already, but in case this is your first video, that is International Board Certified Lactation Consultant.
yes,
So one's a counselor, one's a consultant.
Yes.
One has like more college credit courses and experience. One is
Internship.
40
Oh,
hours
boy.
of education, and then you take a test for CLC, right?
No, yes, we take a test, but it's nothing like IBCLC
Yeah,
test.
there's an exam. There's a
Ooh.
board certified exam for lactation
Don't,
consultant.
I'm scared already. I'm not even like, I'm almost there, but I'm scared just thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I know. Like now, this time go around, I'm CLC, pregnant, and just, huh?
Doula.
I was trained to be a doula. You know, and so I'm like pumped. I'm like ready for this baby to come. I could doula this baby myself. But so the baby came, well, not the baby, my son, Rashid Jr. came. And so I switched up hospitals, switched up doctors, was like, no, ma'am, I'm not coming back to you. No, I'm done. So then well, other things came before my son came, but that's another story. So yeah, so so when we gave birth to our son at Morristown, we once again, I felt when he latched on the first time, I already knew, like, oh Jesus, here you go again. So now I already knew, I already told, and then while I was there, I was telling them he's not latching properly. He's not latching. One nurse even came in and gave me a spoon and just put in a cup. I'm like, okay, are you gonna tell me what to do with this cup? Are you gonna go ahead? But and then the lactation consultant was, once again, I knew like she wasn't doing anything because I already had support this time. I had the lactation consultant named Vicky Nisen on my phone. So once we left the hospital,
I don't think they can actually see me when I'm doing my razor.
right? Once
Yeah.
we left the hospital, I already knew like who I was gonna call. I FaceTimed her, showing my boobs. I was like vulnerable, like just like open, and she just supported me from then on. The next day, I was at her office being supported, and also she supported me the whole time till now.
Because he's how old?
He's going to be 3
And you're still
Thursday.
nursing?
I'm still nursing. So yeah. So this is like a big like thing, and I could get my sticker, my chocolate milk cafe sticker.
I do
So
have
yeah,
one for 3 years, don't I?
yeah, you do, and it's in my
You've been
car.
trying to get that sticker.
I will get it.
You're the only one who cares about my stickers.
I know. I'm gonna. Everyone's gonna see my sticker on Thursday.
Oh,
You'll
that's
see my
awesome.
sticker.
Yeah.
And my son do not show any signs of stopping.
Hey.
So we so we received the lactation the tongue tie release, and then bam, we're like nursing, and I'm nursing him at IKEA's, nursing him in my car, nursing pumping when I'm not with him, during meetings, pumping while I'm driving, like you name it.
You was determined.
I was doing it. Like you
Mhm.
cannot tell me like you was gonna stop me.
Yeah.
Like
That's
following up, even the daycare, I was like, he's breastfeeding. No, you cannot do this. What, did you give him something else? I'm not even gonna go into like my one daycare gave him something, and I was like, I took him out and I reported him right away. So no one was gonna stop me at this point. So goal met. Well, goal met, because my original plan was to just nurse him at 1. I'm like, let me see what happens after that. And then 1 came. I was like, oh, you're still going, okay. So now he just like comes. He hums while he's nursing. He
I love it.
has a song, like, okay. Sometimes he'll say, I'll be back. And he gets a car. He gets his little toy car, or like
I don't miss that.
water, and then they say, Mommy, I'm back. I'm like, okay, all right.
I don't miss that. Them using their toys and rolling.
Boy, geez. So especially like during this pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
like he's I'm especially blessed to be around the children like more and more, and especially him, like he's able to get all of me, like
Yeah.
milk wise, like whenever he needs it. And I noticed like a powerful moment was in February, like in the daycare that they were in, a lot of kids were getting sick. Like, remember when like a lot of kids were getting sick, like
Yeah.
fevers and stuff like that? I think it was probably
Mm-hmm.
like some precursor of, you know what, of COVID.
Yeah.
So, but everyone was getting sick except for my kids. I'm like, oh, I wasn't worried.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
some
then
antibodies.
right. So now like they don't get sick. Like my daughter will get like a fever and it'll last like a day. And my son, like he never got sick. So even if he got like little sniffles, that was it. Yeah. So I think that's it.
That's your journey. I
Oh,
like to highlight your. Oh, go on. You can go.
oh, do you want me to talk about
No, I mean, I'll ask the question. That's fine.
yeah.
But no, I wanted to highlight how the difference is the community that you developed for yourself. That really helped out with your experiences from one to the next.
Yeah, I have my little support village. I gathered. It was I'm like I didn't plan. They just came.
Uh,
Takesha, Jillian, Chris, Nastasha, Vicky, just to name a few, LaShonda, who basically at one meeting I was sitting at, when you were at, what was it?
Shawnee.
No, yeah, Shani
Yeah, Shawnee
Baraka
Baraka.
Women's Resource Center.
Mhm.
We were sitting there. She just said something that resonated because like for years I was like I thought it was me, like it was my fault, like I was blaming myself for like the breastfeeding. She said it wasn't you.
Mm-mm.
Like you didn't fail, they failed, the system fails you. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god, they
they do.
did.
They do fail us. They be failing us left and right. So
Right. And so I didn't like it didn't resonate with me. Even with all that, I still like blame myself because like there was something. I'm like, damn, there was something. But then LaShonda said it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then that was like a good release. I'm like, okay. And I was able to tell it to another mom, and it's just going forward because the system continues to fail them.
and you
Us,
get to
like
see
all of
it,
us.
yeah, and you get to see it firsthand. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
validating, like, yeah, it's not me because this person going through the same thing, and I didn't have a great experience at St. Barnabas either, but that wasn't breastfeeding related. That was just
Yeah, and
that's
I
them.
and I have like I would say like a little sisterhood, and with me and Chris, we were able to like form a bond. We were able to we became like friends before, and then even closer like when we were working together, and
Yeah.
then we were pumping together.
Hmm.
And so I was able to give her little tips. She was able to give me little tips, tools, and stuff. I'm like, oh, and then we attended like groups. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Chris is another one of our. She actually is a facilitator for Newark, right? Yeah, yeah, Newark.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's also someone who went through was a attendee for Chocolate Milk Cafe. That's how we met her. Um, yeah. So okay. So I was gonna ask, how did you hear about Chocolate Milk Cafe? That is my next question. You covered so much of the breastfeeding journey, and I do have questions to go back to, but I want to start there.
I learned about Chocolate Milk Cafe through Takesha.
That feels like a shameless plug kind of
Right,
thing.
right. Shameless
That's
plug.
not really
I was
intentional.
pregnant with my son then, and you told me about Chocolate Milk Cafe and the trainings and stuff, and I was pregnant. I'm like, oh, dang.
But that
Can't.
was yeah, that's when we first started because
Hmm.
your son was born in 2017, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Look at me
you
thinking. Yeah, he was.
yeah, so we are gonna do
Yeah.
in November, and you started coming when we started our meeting, so you're
Hmm.
like right there with us on the journey.
Yeah, I was there. You couldn't tell me nothing. Like Chocolate Milk Cafe having what? Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, that's great. That and I'm also proud that you're happy that you have Vicky by your side. We got to do some videos on like the tongue ties and like the experience with all.
Ooh, it's a yeah, it's a lot that goes on. There's even conventions and stuff. Like, oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. All right. So back to your experience. So tell me about how like it is to be a attendee of the meetings. Like, and maybe you can tell us a little difference between as someone who's been to the Newark meetings and someone who goes to the East Orange meetings. And even though you are here as an attendee, you're like honorary facilitator because you've been involved for so long and you're connected to like every single facilitator
yeah,
in New Jersey. And you were, I know, you we didn't really highlight it, but you are going for your IBCLC, and Vicky is your mentor, right?
yes, she is. And interning during this pandemic is not what I thought was gonna happen, but we've been rocking it. Like we have stuff going on. Yeah, I was
That's
like
good.
we rocked
But,
it. It's amazing experience. I'm able to connect moms that I support with Chocolate Cafe and vice versa. And my experience with Chocolate Cafe in the beginning and now is nothing but amazing. The the teamwork, the support that you get is what I dreamed of getting like with my first pregnancy.
so, like, what's the difference with like Newark and Jillian? Like, do you feel like there's a different vibe where Jillian and Claudette are in Newark versus like Vicky and Orlandi in East Orange?
Mm-hmm.
And the people who attend those meetings, is there a big cultural difference in how they're led, or you still feel
Um, I think it's like from Newark, it's more like because it's like not a like it's like more what's the proper word? Like so like you could it's a different like it's peace. You could feel like
Zen? Like, because I
zen
know Jill.
like I'm like is this is it's more zen like it's like 6:30 like you're about to eat dinner but you feel I'm like whoa what is you get breathing exercise like oh wow yeah and then it's like more it's like different questions are asked in different groups like
Yeah.
with East Orange you're more awake you just ate breakfast and moms are just like relaxed
Yeah.
and they're eating the babies are eating some are at work and and are trying to make it to the meetings like that's what you see like the dedication on both sides but like you see moms like at work one mom just came back to work and she had a mask on at the desk and she still had her phone on her desk and she was trying to make the meetings like wow like it's just powerful like overall
We
I just
actually have the people in the some of the facilitators in Brooklyn who are are facilitating from the hospital.
right
Yeah. Uh,
that it just shows the dedication I just love um it being like outside but yet inside
mhm.
kind of and I still answer the question I'm like yeah I answer questions I ask the questions but I
Mhm.
don't have any questions if I don't have any questions I'm able to just like help another mom out so it's not about like I like that it's not about like what you know or like what you don't know
Mhm.
because whatever you don't know what you know what I mean like whatever you don't know can help a mom or like whatever you know can help either way you can be a support with either stage of experience that you have.
Yeah, you're learning along the way, or like know Vicky likes to say that she learned something too, and she's like
Mm-hmm.
our most seasoned lactation expert in the room, but she's comes to the meetings just like a parent who has breastfed, and she learns a lot of things. Like I remember being a part of one of the East Orange meetings and learning about Irish sea moss, how people use that for breast milk development. It's like, wait, what? Irish, what?
Yeah. I was like, wow. And then like one, I think like earlier, Nerlandi mentioned she makes conditioner with her breast milk. I
Okay,
was
wait.
like, yeah, I think it was either conditioner or one of those things. And then
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
can make
oh,
soap. I know. Yeah.
or like I learned that you can put like the other things you can use breast milk for, like old milk. I'm like, oh, so you don't throw it? Okay, let me just
Yeah.
do
Don't.
it.
Yeah. Don't put a.
And the
I.
old, like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I've
ooh,
used it for cradle cap a lot with my kids.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that makes sense because I know there's a breast milk soap that people make
Mhm.
and a lot of different things. But conditioner would be nice. I don't have any breast milk to turn into anything, and I
Don't
use
look
a
over
lot of
here.
conditioner.
Don't look over here because my son will take it all.
Yeah, so I've been trying to highlight the differences in the meetings. I know it's hard because it's like a feeling,
Mhm.
you
It's just a
know.
feeling like
hmm The
um
vibe.
yeah, it's a different vibe. Like both good. It's like you could feel the support either way. You could feel
hmm
like moms are really like you could see the regulars. And I could see I'm like, oh, and when someone else new, you already know, but then that person that's new is welcomed.
Yeah.
Just like as if like the one that's just been coming on like like myself.
Yeah,
Like since the
and I
beginning.
feel like the facilitators bring a piece of themselves to the because we're talking
Mhm.
about Zen in the Newark meeting, and you have Jillian who is a comedic yoga instructor, and Claudette's pretty chill too, and
Yeah,
you
and
get
they've
Yoni steam and everything, and they're doula, and well, no, Jillian's not doula, but Claudette is a doula, and then you have
mhm,
Vicky and Orlandi who are coming from a different vibe, and Vicky's been doing this a long time, and I know Orlandi's learning along the way, and they both have their own different vibe. So
mhm.
that makes sense. And what else? And then like you mentioned, there are different times of day. So a lot of our meetings are either morning,
Mhm.
or evening, like late evening, to
Yeah,
catch the
the
people who are
North
coming off
one.
of work.
Yeah, the North one, I can attend it like right after work. I'm like, okay, let me do this. All right, here you go. And then my kids are more awake.
And it's funny because Newark actually getting up and running again. Like when we were having meetings, I had them Monday mornings,
Like
and
10.
it was rough to get a good flow going. My goal was
Mhm.
like, okay, we're gonna get people who are, in the fourth trimester, first 3 months,
Mhm.
and we had our crew. It was like the
We
same,
sure did.
yeah. And then at some point, um, we tried to add on the second meeting, and then the evening one that Jillian and Claudette are now hosting was hard to get people up and running. And funny enough, COVID hit, and then
Right?
now it's like popping.
COVID just had have us have a party every Thursday, every
Yeah,
fourth Thursday, every second Saturday. Like
yeah,
people are here.
and I mean, it's working out for us. I don't know what's going to happen when we're back up and running, but we have talked about still maintaining some type of virtual presence
Mhm.
because it's inclusive. It provides access to a lot more people. So
Mhm.
we have that option.
Yep.
So I do want to keep talking to you since my kids are still quiet, but I
Right.
also want to
Don't want to jinx it.
yeah, but I want to hit some of these questions, make sure we cover everything. So I was gonna ask you, and I've been asking this question closer to the end, but I don't know where this is gonna lead. Just in case we end up on another tangent, I'm not
Mm.
opposed to it. I do, yeah, I do want to circle back to like your experience as with IBCLC and everything.
Mm.
But as far as expectations go, I've been asking, moving forward, what would you like to see from Chocolate Milk Cafe? Don't say that you want to become a facilitator. We know that. But moving forward, like what do you think would be something great for Chocolate Milk Cafe to offer to be part of our community? What can you see the future of Chocolate Milk Cafe? Like, what would you like?
Um, you already. I know. I saw your video earlier. You said you guys are doing YouTube videos. So that's one of the things I was thinking about.
Well,
Or
these are going to be hosted on YouTube, and the Black Breastfeeding Week ones are. But are you saying like in general, like more content you would like for us to have out there? Because
mhm.
that sounds like something that would be
Yeah,
great.
more content or even like get some let's say like not commercials, kind of like more advertisement space.
Oh, um, All right. Well, I gotta look into that. But
You
like
know,
to be present in
like,
other spaces,
hmm?
be like present in other spaces, and you want to see like us talking about Chocolate Milk Cafe in other areas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about actual advertisers because I always think of like capitalism and like formula companies.
Yeah, no, yeah,
But I
no
understand what
more.
you mean. Like, I mean,
Like
with the thing.
in, yeah, in other spaces, that you might not hear of,
So
because you
to
never know where that breastfeeding mom is.
yeah, and I get that normalization. I've been my goal as we build. And if you're listening to this, please donate, contribute to Chocolate Milk Cafe. This might help us on that journey.
Yes.
Um, but I would love to like hit up some of the podcasts that I like listening to
Oh, yes.
and have them. So I started the research part of that, but it would be great
Mhm.
to be able to collaborate with a lot of different podcasts that that I listen to specifically.
Mhm.
I'm sure other people can suggest ones that we can get in touch with. And yeah, you're right. You never know. Like this birthing people and lactating people are everywhere, so to hit them in different spots. I would love to be like just listening to one of my podcasts and then when somebody
And
talks
then
about
you
chocolate
hear your
milk.
commercial. That'll be
Oh no, I don't want to hear my voice.
no. You want to hear your voice.
No, they can talk. They can do it. I am listen. This whole week of hearing me and seeing my face. I did last month that whole walk for Black infant mortality awareness, and I'm like, is anybody tired of seeing my face and me?
It'll be me. I'll go on your live like, hey.
I was like, I'm tired of it. I'm like, I see my face every day. I don't need to see it on social media all the time.
Or
But
like,
I'm
yeah,
sure I'll
definitely
appreciate it
like
one way.
a podcast because right now everyone's home.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that's a
your
good idea.
podcast, Chris's podcast.
Yeah. I know I did do a little bit of a highlight of Chocolate Milk Cafe on the podcast, and I'm pretty sure this will be on the same day as the podcast. Yep. So on Friday, today, or whatever, you hear our podcast, and I keep downplaying it,
Don't
I'm like I'm
don't
not a
downplay it because
podcaster.
like there was one episode I was just like, oh my goodness, you could do that. Like the co-host, I don't want to mess up her name.
Can
She had pies, and it was like the season of apple pies. She was making apple pies. She had a lot, and she had some in the freezer. And I was just like, oh wait, you could do that. She said something, and I was like, oh wait, you could do this.
Yeah, she makes apple pie fillings. And she puts them in the freezer, and they eat them throughout the year. Yeah.
I was like,
We go
wow,
apple pie picking every year, but it's been like turning into around the twins' birthday because it's fall.
it is.
So yeah, okay. So that's a good one. See, I like this question. I mean, I'm having a hard time phrasing it, but I like that people are able to answer and give us ideas on how
Mhm.
we can grow, and maybe it'll get other people involved, like interested and stuff. Okay, back to like IBCLC. So you have been on this journey to become an IBCLC for how long now? I feel like as long as I've known you,
Yeah,
although you
right.
weren't technically on it
Because
while
that's
you were
not, yeah, that is. Because I've been
pregnant.
pregnant like when I was like close towards the end of pregnancy, and I was still trying to be a CLC, and then it was like 3 years.
All right. So what pathway are you doing?
Two, the one where when you have your master's, and then you have a concentration in lactation. So I think
So
it's two, yeah.
you've been taking classes.
Mm. Yeah.
And then now you're doing your hours. When can you sit for it?
I would say spring, summer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's soon. You're talking about 2021, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know a lot of IBCLC, so maybe they can help.
I do. My Rolodex, I can roll it like.
So have
And they're
you?
black IBCLCs at that. I didn't know any, and then I'm like, whoa.
Let me tell you something. In 2016, I learned. Well, was it after? Whatever. I think maybe in 2015 that I learned about it. But 2016, I strived to have like a Black Breastfeeding Week event. Right? I'm like 2016. I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna call it Representation Matters. I'm telling everybody that I'm doing this.
Mhm.
Do you know that I knew like zero lactating people in that moment, like that were
Really?
Black. Like I didn't really know. a lot of people who were currently lactating and that were Black. It was just me, and I mean, I knew people who had. I had met Shanice, but she had already weaned. Like I was on my twins, and her youngest is the same age as my oldest, and yeah, I didn't really know many people, and then I think 4 or 5 people showed up to that event, and then like fast forward now, that was 2016, 2020. I have a list of people that I know that are like in this journey. Like it's just amazing. Like over.
Like we're like wow, like the support. It's like the circle just gotten bigger and bigger. I'm like, it just came
Mhm.
from here. It's like big. I'm like, wow.
It's amazing. It's well. So I was gonna ask you, but I don't know if this applies to you since you know so many. Have you faced any barriers in on your IBCLC journey?
Um, just in the beginning when I was trying to find out like the pathway, which
Mhm.
pathway I should be on, or like not even like pathway because I didn't know anything about pathways yet. Because like I would go into like after getting my CLC, I would go into like the IBCLE website and like it'll be like trying to find like a needle. I'm like, what is this? Like,
It is very confusing. There's a whole
tell me.
Yeah, there's a whole
But
Facebook group. So you want to be an IBCLC that is devoted to that
mhm.
question, and it's like the same question. Everybody's like
Yeah,
so
it
confused.
wasn't until like Vicky, I went to Vicky's office. She said, girl." She didn't say that, you know. She said, "Girl, why don't you just go to IBCLE website?" And then she showed me the pathway. I'm like, "Whoa, where?" Because like that, and then when she showed me the website again, I'm like, "Wait, they just changed everything around." Because I've been looking at that thing. I even printed out like pathway packet thing, but that thing was not. It was like another language. I'm like,
Vicky has magic hands. Like,
yeah, but it's just like when we went on there, it looks different. And she showed
Mhm.
me, and I looked through, and I picked it. I'm like, okay, I can't do the pathway two will be good, but there's no schools I can go drive to. I'm not gonna go to Philly because that seems long for me. Like
Mhm.
coming from work and then go, that'd be too
Yeah,
much. So I found
especially if you're doing it daily.
right. Oh my God. But then I found a school online and so I've been doing that what is this? Like 2 years? When I think 2 years?
I think that
I
sounds
think a
about
little
right.
less.
So COVID hasn't like interrupted the online schooling for you, or has it? Oh, that's good.
No,
It's
it has
online. It
not.
should ideally.
It has not. Like when everyone was going through like, oh, I don't know how to do online schooling. Like
You've been about that life for some
yeah,
time.
no, my school put a notice like COVID is not affecting us. Like rats.
Yeah. Well, I
Rats.
mean, that's how I feel about as a homeschool. Like,
Hmm. Yeah,
we've been
no,
doing
when
this. Well, we haven't been doing
I know. I'm like them. Like I'm like homeschool. What?
it. Yeah. Is your
Whoa.
is your
But yeah,
daughter in school?
she's in school virtually.
So not back in, not in.
No.
That's good. Yeah, you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah. No, our son just here, like
Yeah.
giving him little information here and there. Like
Nah, he's 3. He has
yeah, no,
time.
he's 3. I can't believe it. But yeah, my IBCLC journey is coming to in pathway 2 is coming to end. So I'm doing like a thesis right now.
Woo.
And embarking my survey right now, and so I'm presenting it next term. So
Well, good luck. We wish you well. We could use some more Black Ivy CLCs here in
I
New
know.
Jersey.
And at first, I didn't know any. Like I said before, now I'm just like I'm just gonna be a part of the crew. I'm like, hey,
Yeah, it's still a small crew.
it's still, they're trying to stop us, but they can't.
Yeah, but we can use some more. I know, because I reason just to clarify, I don't know if this is gets touched upon in our IBCLC discussion, but Black IBCLCs do face a lot of barriers with getting your hours and
Yeah,
finding mentors. So yeah, that's very important that we try to highlight that it's
yeah, I
not
know.
the easiest.
Yeah, I know a couple. One person who is facing barriers. And so with this COVID, not with this COVID, but with COVID going on, I see a lot of scholarships and stuff happening that are being presented to help the people who are trying to become IBCLCs that face barriers.
Yeah, our New Jersey Breastfeeding Coalition, I saw was trying to do something. They've been having that conversation about the barriers and trying to acknowledge them. I think they're like the little engine that could. They're trying something.
Yeah.
Give them
So I'll like send information to her because I already know like she'll be so dope. Like, right, like just to be part of, just to become like the IBCLC. I know that's like her main goal. So like we're just like, I'm sure, trying to support her, just like Vicky supported me, trying to say, hey, come here, like this here. But
paying it forward. That's great.
yeah,
That is
trying.
like that is how community works for us. It's, we gotta figure out. I always akin community to, climbing like a mountain, or like you get to like a tight spot and you get up there, and then as soon as you get up you have to turn around and put your hand down to help somebody else up, and that's kind of how we function. Like we're supporting each other. Some people think that, oh, I got up there, I'm just gonna keep going. Like, well, what about the other people who need
Right,
help as well?
like they just get ahead and just like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not mad at some people who go, you know what, I worked so hard to get up this mountain. I need a rest. I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get
right,
it. But
and then come back to me, like,
yeah.
like, come on, you can't be resting. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm literally hanging off the cliff. Like, come on, help.
I have one sex finger on there. Like, you still not. But yeah, you have to, because like without support, like what do we have? Like,
yeah, because then there's another cliff. You're gonna need that person out. Because
right.
more people the better. Like, so yeah, I'm glad this is part of our mission and vision to be more inclusive when it comes to lactation.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Elina. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. Thank you for being part of Chocolate Milk Cafe and being such a champion. It's been great.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here on Saturday, 10:30 East Orange.
Okay, yeah, be there.
Like, what? Wait, what? All right.